Good afternoon. Hello, hello. How is everyone doing this weekend? Hi, Marlene. Hi, Milligan. Hello, hello, hello. All right. So if you hear machines in the background, my son is doing some entrepreneurial work. He is trying to raise money for his trip to Europe, so he's trying to figure out things that he can 3D print for us. So there you go, Stacy from Bonnie, Scotland. Hooray! Oh man, I've always wanted to go to Scotland. So today we're going to color a Christmas image. One of my favorite things to do is to combine stamp sets. So I want you to see that it's totally doable, even though sizes aren't necessarily matching. So give me just a second while I load this up on my computer so I can see the comments. Oh, Stacy, that's super duper sweet. Oh my gosh, my computer is like, I can hear myself on my computer. It's making me crazy. Okay. There we go. You're in Glasgow? Awesome. Okay. You can send me a DM if you want. And yeah. So they're going next spring and they're going to Barcelona, Madrid, and Paris. And going to, of course, all of the crazy stuff. But one of their teachers grew up in a little town outside of Paris. So he's going to take them to do all of that stuff, like in small town, like not actual Paris. But they will go see, of course, the tower and all of that stuff. Okay. So anyways, what I was saying is I like to combine stamp sets. So what I've done is I've stamped this reindeer that Sandy drew. I know I want to go and be a chaperone super bad, but yeah, I'll be doing shows. Oh, that's where your parents are from? Sweet. I didn't know that. And then I use this little elf here, and this little elf is Tyler because he loves Christmas. And so I just stamped the elf first, and then I masked him. And then I stamped the reindeer. And now we're going to color them. Pretty cool, huh? That's amazing. Do you know whereabouts? Honestly, I don't. They have like this big itinerary that is all printed out. And I can show you guys, but they're doing some crazy, amazing stuff. Let me tell you. Like, I really, really want to go. So let's zoom this in so you guys can see what I'm doing. And Evan's also working on a super big Copic holder, so we'll see where that goes. As of right now, it's pretty stinking handy, let me tell you. But we'll see. So I'm going to start with the skin tone. So you guys know my generally speaking. Oh, you were talking to Julie about where her parents were from. Sorry, just jumped on that one. So, I have E04, E11, E21, E00, and E000. Hey, Krista! How's that new baby of yours? So cute. So I am going to put basically a coat of primer using the lightest color over all of this little elf's skin. And I think this is super cute because this elf is super tiny and the reindeer's super big, so it definitely adds that perspective. And I like it. I like it a lot. Well, if you still have relatives there, Milligan, we should totally go. Say we pack up and go to Scotland. Sounds like a great idea to me. So I'm going to put shadowing in anywhere that I think there would be a shadow. Honestly, this guy is so small that there's not going to be really a right or a wrong way. I gotta tell y'all, with it being Halloween and stuff, I am just not into Christmas right now. Sorry, but I am just not. I have to wait till after Thanksgiving. I just can't. Hard with my Copic that I do not want numbers but pick. So Stacy, there's this thing called the hex chart, and this is a shrunk down version of it. I made it 5 by 7. But it does come in full size 8.5 by 11, and it doesn't have the grays on it. So this is 8.5 by 11, and then this is on a second page. So I shrunk it down. You can get it from sandyallnock.com. I don't know if you can see, but the website's right there. And it's a $5 download. That's US dollars, not pounds. So I don't know what that translates to right now because I have not checked those rates in the last like couple of weeks, so I can't even give you an idea, but it's $5 US. And so you fill in the Copics that you have. Obviously I have them all, and it helps you to choose what you want. The other thing that you can do is that on our website, sweetsentiment.us, we have digital downloads that are color cards. And so we have different colors of reds, as you can see, different colors of oranges, yellows, greens, blues, teals, purples. I even have hair, and so blondes and brunettes, and I have black hair, different colors. So all of those are available on our website. So you can definitely use those tools to your advantage. And you can always post in this group and be like, I need a super cool, like, pumpkin orange. What's your favorite color? Or DM Sandy or I, and or anybody on the design team, and we will let you know. Yeah. And we have a retailer in Northern Ireland. I know the Scots and the Irish. Here we go. But anyways, it's Jude Creates. So if you look for the shop Jude Creates in Northern Ireland, she carries a lot of our stuff. So it's easier for you to get it from her than it is for you to get it from us. Except for the digital downloads, of course. But then you're not exchanging money, currency exchange, I guess is what I mean. And paying a massive amount in shipping. Not that the shipping's very bad over there, I will tell you. But, all right. Yeah, it would save you on money. I think so too. Okay. So, this is where I'm going to go like off the rails because I'm going to jump all around. When I see an image like this, it's always intimidating to me because there's so many little itty bitty pieces. And so I always think to myself, oh my gosh, there's so much to color here. So what I like to do is break down the pieces that I know, that I can understand So I'm gonna start with the antlers. I always start with skin. I don't know why, but then I'm gonna move to antlers. So I have E55, E53, and E51. So some brush strokes up from the bottom and where all the antlers intersect. I'm going to go ahead and do both at the same time. Okay. I always start with the darkest first. You did? Did you post a picture? I thought you were talking about the Disney game at first. I had to read that twice. There's very few times, Stacey, that I don't do darkest first. Hi, Cheryl. Oh my gosh, Milligan, I need pictures. Photographs. Photos or it didn't happen. My nib on this is totally jacked up. All right. I'm still laughing. Photos or it's not real. I guess a bunch of people are trick-or-treating tonight, which is very odd to me. That's not okay. Listen to me, I'm like, it's not okay, you can't trick-or-treat tonight. So I'm gonna pull out my hex chart and I'm gonna pull out some colors for the Christmas tree. So I'm gonna start with BG96 because I want it very, very dark. And did I say 96? I meant 99. I'm sorry. Okay, BG99. Then I'm gonna go to G28. Thank you. And then I'm gonna go to G07. I jumped a couple of spots because this is a tree. It doesn't have to blend perfectly. Then I'm gonna use YG17. And then I wanna add a little bit of yellowish in it, so I'm gonna go with YG25. I might switch that up, but I think we're good for now. So BG99, G28, G07, YG17, YG25. And this is color family and saturation level and pigment level. So it's not really BG99, it's BG99. So we just, you know, our brain, when you see the 99, you want to say 99. Okay, so I'm going to come in here with little brush strokes underneath the shadow part, underneath the layers. And I'm actually going to put underneath the baubles as well. I'm letting these breathe, meaning there's like lots of room in between them. Really pulling out the texture in this. And I'm going to put a couple just coming up from the bottom. Okay, so there's not a lot of green in there. Hey, Dad. But just enough to start to give it some shadow. Dad, I'm coloring a Christmas tree. Is Mom already putting up your Christmas tree? Yes, I do have all the Copics. All 358 of them, and also some duplicates. Okay, so same thing. Again, just adding texture, letting those brush strokes breathe. Putting shadow underneath the baubles. And then a few up from the bottom, just for good measure. Well, good, Stacy. I'm glad. I'm glad you found us. And do you watch our YouTube channel? If you check out our YouTube, we have tons and tons of videos, lots of free content on there for you. And that way you can play and pause and repeat. We also, at times, do virtual retreats, so you could jump on during our virtual retreats as well. I mean, I know that the time difference would be sort of crazy, but could be really fun for you. See how that Geo7, that like green apple color is what they call it, I think. Oh no, Nile green. Really brings that pop of color to it, really brightens up that tree. Remember to color with both caps off of your Copics. Very important tip. Okay. And then this, we're just gonna kind of fill in the white spots. All right. So I'm gonna set this color aside because I know that I'm going to be using it again on the elf's clothing. I'm just not sure exactly how I want to color the elf's clothing. I know, Milligan, and I don't think I'm gonna finish your blanket, and it's making me super duper sad. Super duper. All right, so I'm gonna color the reindeer's hooves, and I'm just gonna use 3 colors. So I'm gonna use W10, W8, and W6. Yes, there is an email newsletter, Stacy. If you go to our website, www.sweetsentiment.us, you can scroll all the way to the bottom and sign up for the newsletter. We generally send newsletters for new release, restocks, and retreats. Okay. Can somebody type in the website? It would be so much easier if... I guess I can type it in. There you go. And then just scroll all the way down to the bottom to sign up for the newsletter. Now, excuse my doggy. Now, can I properly assume that you guys want this to be Rudolph? And so you want a shiny red nose and not a black nose? Hi, Donna. Hi, Teresa. Do you guys want him to be Rudolph with a shiny red nose? You want him to be the proverbial Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? So I'm gonna follow this brown, but except for the end, I'm gonna use E31 because the E23, it's a hazelnut color. That's all right. I'm glad you're here, right? Doggy bones for Archie. It's a hazelnut color and it's very bright. And so I use the E31, which is a beigey color, to make him, to tone it down a little bit. You want him to be Rudolph? I figured as much. So I'm not going to texture him. I know that most of the time when I color animals, I make them super textured. But today, I'm going to color him as a gradient instead. I don't know why. It's just what I decided to do. So that's what I'm doing. I think because he kind of looks like a stuffed animal to me. And so I want to play up on that some. Gradient means a slow color transition from dark to light. A smooth transition. Except for his tail. I will put some texture in his tail. Because I don't know why. I just want to. There's no reason. Oh my gosh, you guys want me to make his nose light up? Like, I can make his nose actually light up. Okay, so there's the darkness. Michelle says, yes, that would be super duper cool. Oh, you will be. Hang out with us, girl. You'll get there for sure. Okay, so now, second color. Cheryl, you're being awful quiet over there today. Did I catch you at nap time, babe? I knew y'all would want me to light up his nose as soon as I said it. I just really love mixing stamp sets because they're two very, very different styles. And I think that it's really fun to utilize those different styles to kind of highlight. You're allegedly working. Shh. Be very, very quiet. Laura's supposed to be working. I'm glad that you were able to pop on. That makes me happy because I miss you, my friend. This whole living on the opposite side of the country is like not okay. Anyway, so I really like mixing the styles of them. I think that it makes for interesting cards or scrapbook layouts or whatever project you're doing. I could show you guys a big project. No, Michelle, actually I won't. Oh, but Pear Blossom Press might actually be there. And so she'll have them. We sold out of them at the last show, and I have not placed an order for them. So I do not think that I will get them in time to have them at the show. Unless you know exactly what you want, and then I can sell you some out of my personal stash. So notice now that I'm going into my lighter colors, I'm brushing all of the color backwards because I don't want that darker color to creep into my highlight. I want my highlight to stay bright. So I'm brushing all of that dark color backwards. And I always turn my paper so that my wrist is comfortable. I know you guys have heard me say it 100 million times, but you cannot color well if you're trying to reach around and do all kinds of weird stuff. So, what time of day is it with you guys? It's 25 past 8 p.m. Sunday night. Right now it is 28 past 2 on Sunday afternoon. So let me tell you, Stacy, when I do my lives on the weekends, which is I do Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and I do them all at 2 p.m. So that is going to be 8 p.m. for you. Then when Sandy does her lives, she does them Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And she does them at what would be 8:30 p.m. for me. I don't know what that would be for you. I haven't done the math yet. But 8:30 p.m. for me. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8:30. That'd be 2:30 in the morning for you. So I don't think you'll be catching a whole lot of Sandy's lives, but you can watch the replay. Unless you're an insomniac. I have a friend that lives in England that is always up at that time. but I'm guessing 8 p.m. for you is probably not too difficult to catch. So I'm just blending these colors together, dulling down that super bright brown just a little bit. And there we go. There's our little deer. Now we're gonna color his front. Okay, so I'm going to use a very different color for his front. And I think I'm going to use like my clay colors, just so it's a really different color. So I'm going to use E44, E43, and E42. Marcia, you are very late. What have you been doing today? So I want this to present as sort of an ivory-ish color. I'm going to do a little bit of texture here because I did his body smooth. I'm going to do inside his ears with the same color. And then I'm going to do his muzzle or snout or whatever. Ooh, baking bread. What kind of bread you baking, girl? Don't ask me why I went all the way around this. I totally shouldn't have, but that's all right. You got me all flustered. Did someone put in the comments the website address so I can get my newsletter? I did, if you scroll up. There you go again. Yeast dinner rolls, yum. And this is, if you click on where that says Jude Creates, Stacy, if you click on it, it'll take you to her Facebook page, which has her website. And she carries our paper and our stamps and our dies and our stencils. And she has some of the 3D items as well. Super great retailer, highly recommend her. Look at how cute this little deer is. With his little scruffy, fluffy chest. Makes me want to pet him. So see, once you start breaking it down, it becomes a lot easier. At least for me it does anyways. Okay. Of course, now we're getting to the parts that I'm like, I don't know. But that's all right. I'm going to pick out a cool Christmas red. I want cardinal. And then 29, 24, and 05. There's Archie again. R89, R59, R29, R24, and R05. I will be as talented as the babies and dance as I watched Tyler's live the other day. And was fab. Yeah, Tyler's live was awesome. Wait till you see the new flowers I'm working on. We try to rope Tyler into doing Floral Fridays as much as we can, but they are a very busy, very young family. And Cameron, his wife, does a bunch of our IT stuff. I'm going to go ahead and color these baubles while I'm coloring Rudolph's nose. So I'm just coloring the bottom of each one. Hopefully I'm not getting my head in the... And I'm going to put a red bow on this. Yes, the deer is. It's one of the Ledoux design stamp sets. It's called Rude-olph. And it says, don't like my Christmas puns? Well, that's Rude-olph. And don't moose with me. I am so punny. Yay, thank you. I'm always worried that I get my big old noggin in the camera. Not that I have like a huge head or anything, but just, you know. My work is from the heart. I give it a hug before I send it out. Or I'm going blind and I just need to be really close when I color it. Whatever. It's fine. Archie, honey, you don't need to bark. No, no. Just lay down. Lay down, please. Good boy. I know, it's so cute. And these little elves are adorable. This is Tyler, and that's Sandy, and that's me. And then there's another little Rudolph. And then this little guy, you can take all these lights and you can stamp the lights on his antlers. It's easier to stamp the moose first because the lights don't line up like you think they do. They have to be kind of askew for them to line up. So just FYI. My red pen is very dirty. I'm kind of ashamed of it right now. Don't let Sandy see. Look at how icky that is. Ick. Ick. Marcia, do you have the Moose and Around stamp set, the baby moose from before? From like a year ago? A year and a half ago? Seems to me like you have it. The baby moose is much smaller than this moose. So you can stamp them together and it makes a moose family. Rinska, hello! How you doing? I don't know why I said it like that. I just wanted to be obnoxious, so don't mind me. I get to meet you in a couple weeks. I'm so excited. All right. There's my red. Cheryl has both of them. You are right. I'll pull mine out so you can see. So, see, this is the moose from Moosin' Around. And then this is the moose. So look at this. You can use this moose and this moose together. And they're not the same. They have different, you know, there's changes and stuff that have been made to it. But isn't that cute? You can do mama and baby or daddy and baby. Rinska, I don't know. Oops. What am I doing? Aww. Okay, so now back to work. Thanks, Cheryl. Yeah, I know, because she was like, what should I color tonight? And I'm like, hello? Do the mooses. They're so cute. She was like, okay. And then I didn't end up getting to watch that episode. So I'm going to use B52 just to add a little bit of blue to his eyes, because it seems to me like Rudolph's going to be a blue-eyed kind of guy. And I need my colorless blender because I got a little bit of brown inside his eyeball. So I need to fix that. Okay. Can you feel me stalling on his outfit? Because I'm totally stalling. Totally stalling. So I'm going to reuse a couple of the markers that I had before. So E25 for the tree trunk. And it's so tiny that I'm just going to color it all in. And then to add texture to it, I'm just going to use my colorless blender. Oh, it's sold out? It might not be here in a little bit, because I think I have the restocks for it sitting in a box in my craft room. We can do that. We can do an episode on that, Stacy. I do have, if you look back on our YouTube, there are some videos of coloring different things. Snow, I tend to use the very light purples, like BV quadruple 0. It depends. It really depends. Let me see. Let me check for you, Marcia. Hold on. I know the poinsettia will be back in. Yep, Rudolph will be back in as well. I got Rudolphs and I got poinsettias. And I got magic potions and baby dragons and sweet keepers and carnivores and herbivores and hope it doesn't suck. So I got all the things. Okay, so now I'm going to pull out my favorite gold to do the star on top of the tree. And I'm running out of spots on my, hold on a second. I need to grab my other marker holder that my kiddo made. Where did I put it? Right here. Okay. So my favorite way to color gold is with this Y28, Y26, and Y23. So I'm going to color this little gold star. Yay, you get a gold star. And I'm going to color, he's got a jingle bell right here. And then I'm gonna color this pot. Mainly because I hate terracotta. So this is gonna be a little golden pot for his Christmas tree. It's festive. Okay, and his little jingle bell, and then the little gold pot. Okay. Jingle bell. And Christmas star. Couple highlights on the pot. Yay! Okay, now it's time to color this little dude's outfit. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give him green shorts and everything else is gonna be red and white. Maybe green shoes too. I think green shoes too. So, gonna start by coloring the white. And since it's clothing, I'm gonna use my ends or my T's, what I want. I wanna use my ends. So I'm just gonna use I'm going to use N2 for the shadows, N1, N0, and my colorless blender. Okay, so his hat's going to be white and red striped, and so are his stockings. And then I think he's going to have a red shirt and green overalls. So this is going to be a white puffball. So I'm just gonna add some little dots. And then I'm gonna start with my white stripes. And I'm gonna bring them in just where the hat is creased. So that one's red, so this one's gonna be white. And then where his ear is gonna leave a shadow on the hat. And then this one's red, so his band on top is gonna be white. Okay. I'm also gonna do this with his stockings. Since this is gonna be green, I'm just gonna go ahead and should I do red, white, red? Or white, red, white? I think I'm gonna do white, red, white, because then his shoes are gonna be green. So, just an ever so slight amount of this darker color because it's just for shadow. I mean, there is not very much of this gray in there at all, you can see. Whoa, did you see that? I didn't even get the cap on my pen. Totally threw it. Okay, so now I'm gonna color backwards because I do not want this color to ooze out into my highlight. And I honestly am not gonna even use the NO. I'm gonna put it back. So no to the NO. And I'm gonna use my colorless blender instead. And I'm gonna brush this just to soften the edges of it and to blend it out a little bit so that it does not look like there's just a line where I put in that shadow. Okay, so there is the white on his stockings. Now we're gonna go back to our red, and since it's such a small space, I'm gonna use every other one. So I'm going to use my dark, my mid-tone, and my highlight. Try to remember where I'm at so that I don't color on what is supposed to be white. And when I'm coloring red and white together, I try to always color the white first because it's so easy to pick up that red and taint your white, and your white is then pink. It is no longer ever going to be white. Everybody with me? Y'all are being super quiet out there. Watching. So you're going to be an expert at the retreat, Rinska? You're going to know all the tricks already? It's relaxing. I've had a number of people tell me that it's very relaxing to listen to me color and watch me color. I don't know how it can be relaxing, but I mean, that's fine. Turn it on like a meditation and take a snoozer, man. I'm down. I am down. Oh, look at him. He's so cute. He's adorable. Okay, so I'm gonna put those back. I'm gonna grab my greens. I'm gonna start with G28, G07, and YG25. Again, I'm coloring. You've never been to a retreat? Marsha? What the hey? You need to come to one of ours. Where's Brownstein? Cheryl's done many of our virtual retreats. Cheryl has fun. Our virtual retreats are super duper fun. So I like to add movement to the clothing. So I'm adding a little line there to show like crease in the fabric. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Oh, I colored his shirt and not the strap. And I just figured something out. That is his arm back there. Should probably color his arm. You could totally do a virtual retreat. They are so much fun. Yeah, I know, Cheryl. I know you totally would be. Rinska, it's not really difficult when we do virtual retreats because we create a private Facebook group that only attendees are in. And so what happens is you just log on to Facebook and you watch the lives like you're doing right now. So it's really not anything earth-shatteringly difficult because we understand that. We understand technology is a thing. And then we leave the group there because if you want to go back and watch the replays or anything like that, as long as you don't leave the group, you still have access to all this stuff. And then we just create albums. And so anything that's in the albums, yeah, they're totally saved. So like Cheryl was at our spring break retreat, and so if she decided, hey, you know that project that we made at the spring break retreat, and I want to go back and see that, she can go back in her Facebook and find the group that was the spring break retreat group and go back into the albums and find the album. Go back into the albums and find the album. You know what I mean, though. The information for it, and so she can make that project again. So we have lots of classes and projects. We like to do lots of 3D projects, not just stupid 3D projects, but stuff that's actually useful. And then lots of coloring, lots of games and prizes. It's like 2 full days of classes and learning, and it's pretty amazing. Yeah, so it's not a technology heavy scenario. If you can watch a live, you can totally do the retreats for sure. And the virtual retreats are so much fun. Hey, pal. Long time no see. So yeah, and we have lots of prizes that we give away, and we ship stuff to you, and don't be scared by that, Stacy. I promise it's not insane. But one of the coolest things about our retreats is that everybody uses their own stuff. And so what happens is everybody's doing the same project, but you get very different outcomes because everybody's using different papers and stuff. So it comes out really, really cool because we all have different papers in our craft room. And it's actually kind of funny when you see people using the same paper and stuff, because we're like, oh, you bought Stamp It Up paper. I have that paper too. But it's really funny that to see. You've been working on projects for me. Hooray! Okay. So now his hair is colored, so now I need to do his shirt. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do it red. I don't know why, I just feel like it should be red. I'm hoping this puts me in the Christmas spirit, but let me tell you, I signed up for a Christmas card exchange. Took a Tina burrito break. Oh, you do. You do. I signed up for a Christmas card exchange, and I still haven't sent out the card. Because I'm a bad person. But I thought that signing up for the exchange would make me, like, look forward to making Christmas cards. And I'm still not looking forward to making Christmas cards. I don't know what it is, but I'm just super bah humbug this year. The virtual retreats, we try to keep under $100. So usually, I mean, we've had a couple that are $49.99. We've had a couple that we've sent kits out with, so there's different kit pricing. So there's usually different, like, levels, but we try to keep them within that range because there's a lot of other people who charge a lot more money, and holy cow. I just can't justify that. So much cheaper than other companies, yeah. They're cheap and you get a lot for it. We want it to be inexpensive so that you can do it. I mean, that's the point, right? Why have this retreat if it's going to be like a financial strain? It just makes no sense to me. So, yeah. And I'm going to leave his little bow white. I think it looks cute in white. So I think I'm done coloring him. So we're gonna add a little bit of shadow. That's gonna be a super plain and simple card. But there's a couple of things that I want to do first to add. So this is my Copic multiliner. And it's just a Copic friendly black pen. This is 0.3. The reason I'm using a larger one is I want to fill in all of these. Linda's watching! I just want this to be super solid. He looks scary now, huh? Because he doesn't have any pupils. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Pear Blossom Press white gel pen. You guys knew it was coming. You knew that was going to happen. I'm going to add some highlights in his antlers. I'm going to add pupils back to his eyes. I'm gonna add a little gloss to the top of his nose. We're still gonna make it light up, don't worry. I'm gonna add a couple of white hairs here into his chest. Gonna add a highlight to the star. There we go. And on the baubles, to his teeth, to his hat. I know I go a little crazy with the white, but I love it. Add some texture to the little ball on his hat. Put a little highlight on his shoes, on his jingle bell. And then I'm gonna trace the bow. To make it really stick out. I'm gonna add little pupils to his eyes too. There we go. Yeah, I mean, Yeah. Totes. Totes, my goats. Okay. So now, let me think about my life here. I have my pre-done card base. So I'm going to trim this down. So this is an A2. Oh, let me zoom out. Better. This is an A2 card base. So it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. This is cut 1/8 of an inch smaller. So it's 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So then I'm going to cut this smaller yet. So this will get cut down to 4. And this will get cut down to 5 1/4. Groovy? Groovy. Okay. Now, my friends. So you know Mulligan when I told you that you could get lights from me? I only have a few. I think I'm going to use the one light. Yep. I mean, I have this whole brand new 3-pack that's not open. So if you want the 3-pack, but I buy these in bulk because that's how much I use them. So, FYI. But I think today we're going to use the one light. Do you want me to bring these for you, Mulligan? Okay. The one light is super duper easy because all you do is you pull this off, and I try to leave the little snot dot on the back of it because it's super duper strong. And I just reuse that adhesive. And you pull that out. You put your battery back in because you just pulled your battery out. And it works. So you figure out where to line it up. This is pretty easy because it's got a big spot right there. Oh, dang, that's gonna be cute. Okay. Don't mind me getting way ahead of myself. It's fine. I'm fine, you're fine, we're fine, everybody's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna use some green. I'm going to use Rustic Wilderness. And probably mowed lawn. I'm also going to grab my mask that I made last night for my little elf. And I'm going to stick that back on. And I'm going to make a mask for the deer real fast, because I do not want them to get ink on them. So this is what I did when I stamped it originally. I stamped the elf, and then I put the little mask on like that. And then I stamped the deer. So I'm gonna grab the deer and my masking paper. Right? It's gonna be absolutely perfect. I only need 1 sheet of masking paper, not 3. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. I'm gonna put this as far in the corner as I can get it, because I'm frugal like that. Sorry, you guys probably want me to scoot that up some. Okay, I'm gonna grab my ink. I'm not really worried about the quality of how well this stamp stamps because I'm just gonna cut it out. So I'm not gonna worry about like stamping it twice or he's making a stamp, he's stamping it twice. I just stuck my finger on it, so that's great. Good enough for government work. I'll wash that off later. Now I have specific scissors for cutting. I know I want it super duper bad, and I'm hoping that somebody at the show this weekend has it so that I can buy it. Because I've been wanting a red for a long time. And it's called like lumberjack flannel or something like that. I don't know. Buffalo plaid or whatever it is. I don't care. I know it's a red, and that's what I've been wanting. So I'm super stoked about it. And yes, I already have Rabbit Hole Designs brushes already ready for it. So, booyah! You guys get to watch me fussy cut on the lines, which you all know drives me crazy. This is the Gina K Masking Magic. But I like the Inka Dinka Do. Oh my gosh, sorry. Sorry about my computer being stupid. There we go. So this is the Gina K, but Lena, the best one, and if you want to put an Amazon link for this as well in the page, that would be awesome. This is the Inka Dinka Do stamping mask paper. And this is my favorite, and I use it sparingly. So if you want to put an Amazon link for this one on the page, I would be much appreciative because I do need another package of it. It's on my Christmas list. It's my favorite masking paper. I just feel like I get more uses out of it. I like the finish of it better. This Gina K paper is more glossy of a finish to it. So I find that my ink like smudges and will sometimes transfer. And the Inka Dinka Do paper doesn't do that. Hi, Sandy. I saw you're texting me, but I cannot check it as I am making a card. So we are fussy cutting this guy on the lines so that we can ink blend the background. And like I said, I'm just doing a very simple card because we took up all of our time coloring, but that's okay. I'm trying to get into the Christmas spirit. It's really hard to do that when my neighbor has set up an entire graveyard across the street. I mean, he has skeletons carrying caskets and a skeleton fishing in a pond, like blue lights around the pond and trees lit up that are all orange. And he has a skeleton sitting there fishing. And in the pond, in all of the lights, he has like shark skeletons and fish bones and all kinds of stuff. It's hilarious. Yeah, Lena, if you could link that, that would be awesome because I need to order some too. So I would definitely love for you to put your Amazon link out there with that proper product so people know, because I've been getting lots of people asking me what masking paper I like to use since I use it so much. And so I would definitely appreciate the link because I would use it too. And I like supporting people who support us because you rise by lifting others. So there you go. You have permission. Sorry I didn't think to do this earlier, and now you guys have to sit here and watch me cut out a mask. I know it's not terribly exciting, but hey. Sandy, is Cooper trick-or-treating tonight? I've heard a lot of people say they're going trick-or-treating tonight. And I'm like, what the heck? Halloween's tomorrow. So I'm uber confused. Well, like Tyler and Cameron were taking Charlotte trick-or-treating tonight. All right. There we go. That part's done. Whew. Okay. Very carefully peel this so you don't break his antlers. Okay. Now usually when I stick on a mask like this, I flip it over. Okay. Now there is one more thing that I'm going to do because I think it makes sense. And hold on when I find my brush. There it is. I'm going to use my frog tape, and Lena did link this yesterday as well. I like to kind of ground them a little bit. You can do this with a marker, or you can do this. Do you guys want to see me do it with oxides, or do you want to see me do it with a marker? I guess that's the question, to ground them, because I did just do this with oxides yesterday. So do you want to see me ground them with a marker, or you want me to go ahead and do it with oxides? Just draw a little bit of a ground for them so they're not floating out in the middle of nowhere. Marker? Okay. I can do that. So, no on the frog tape. I'm going to use... What do I want to use? So I'm going to start with this W6. Hey, there's the link for the paper. Woot woot. So I'm going to start with W6. And I'm just going to draw a line. Kind of just above where their feet touch the ground. And extend it just a little bit. Then I'm going to come down, and this is why it's great to have a mask on them, because it makes it really easy to make the shadow. So that's roughly the shape of them. Okay, so that was my W6. Then I'm gonna go for a lighter color. This is E44. We're gonna start kind of blending this out just a little bit. Okay. Then I'm gonna go E43. And so it just kind of gives them a little platform to stand on. Now, I mean, I could continue going and make it, you know, continually lighter, but I'm gonna put oxide all around the outside, so it's not really gonna matter. Around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. So, yeah, it just kind of gives them somewhere to stand so that they're not floating in all of this nothingness. Okay. So now I can take my, well, I'm not going to because I'm going to go all the way around this. So I'm going to start with Mowed Lawn. And I'm not going to worry about tacking this down because I'm just going to come in like this. And I'm going to leave a white sort of halo around them. I'm also going to use a tissue to hold this with because the oil in my fingers will leave fingerprints in that ink. And I definitely don't want to do that. Okay. Running out of places to put shit. Okay, so now I have my rustic wilderness, and instead of doing big sweeping circles, I'm just going to do little ones. Just to make the edges darker. I'm going to blend it again with my other brush from the Mowed Lawn. So I have a smooth transition between those two colors. Okay, I'm going to clean up my work surface so I don't get ink everywhere. Easiest way to do that is to grab your spray bottle, spritz it because this ink is water reactive, and just wipe it up. I'm not going to spritz around the outside. I want it to be just like this. Okay, so now, are you ready? I don't, Stacy. Never do. Put this back on here so I can use it again next time. Look at how cute it is. All right. So now what I'm gonna do is grab my glue. And I know I use a ton of glue. You don't have to tell me. Make sure my card is opening in the right direction. Okay, good. I have a couple seconds with my glue to be able to line it up. Use my espresso. Hey, Jessie, I did not see you pop on there. Okay, so now, since I'm using the light, I gotta pull out a bunch of these. I'm probably pulling out too many, but whatever. You guys know me. So, what I'm gonna start with is putting these on. Oh, wait. Hold up. I need one more thing. So I have this little teeny tiny stamp set. It's from Heffy Doodle, and it's all the little things for the lights. So it says press here, push here, I move, you know, lift me, spin me, push me, press me, all that kind of stuff. And it says I'm an interactive card, and all different kinds of stuff. So I have to figure out where this is going to land. So that's where the light is. This is where the button is. So do I want to put... I think I want to put the button in his ear. That's the light, that's the button. So I'm gonna put the press here. Good thing I have two Misties. This is your #1 Christmas card all done. Now you have to do festive flair. Yeah, I do not have a festive flair in me right now. That is for darn Skippy. Hi, Antoinette. How are you? This set from Heffy Doodle she is in England, I believe. She might have moved north. No, gosh, I cannot remember where she is now. Maybe she's in Scotland? Ireland? I can't recall where she is right now. So when I use this, I like to use the VersaFine ink because it's such a teeny tiny stamp. So I just barely tap. There we go. And if I don't immediately put this back, I will lose it. We haven't made a set of interactive stamps yet. I know that it's been talked about and on the horizon. We just haven't done it yet. Eventually we will. But, okay. So now I'm going to take my Sweet Pops and I'm going to start putting them all the way around the outside. And I'm going to use, oh my gosh, that was stupid of me. I'm going to use way too many of them. Yeah, I agree. If Versifine and Memento would have a love child, that would be great. It would make a lot of crafters exceedingly happy. Been there, done that with what, Jesse? Losing the stamp? Girl, you know it. See, I didn't use that many, just, you know, a butt ton. It's fine. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, Antoinette. Okay, so I want the button to be where it says press here. And I want to make sure the light goes right over his nose. Am I off screen? I'm sorry. So I usually put these on the opposite way. So I'm just trying to decide how I want to tack this down so that it doesn't move when I flip this piece over. Ooh, that little light is blinding. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna pull all of these off. Oops, that still has a Sweet Pop connected to it. Archie, be quiet. Barry's teasing him with treats and stuff. Oh, he's feeding him dinner, that's why. He gives the dog dinner so early. No, you did not. Yes, we do, Jesse. I just don't have any in stock right now. Well, I have my personal stash in stock, so if you want to DM me, I have those. But we will get them back in stock. This is called the One Light, or you can go to Pear Blossom Press. I believe we have an affiliate link on our website if you go to My Favorite Things. Oh my God, it's so cute. Okay, so before I tack this down, one last thing is I want to put a ribbon on it because you guys know me. You know me well, and I can't do a card without a ribbon. So before I push that all the way down, so you pinch the ribbon between your thumb and middle finger, pull your finger out and do 2 figure eights. 1 and 2. Okay, then you take your scissors and you cut a fairly long tail so you have room to work. You put that tail between the V that's in your fingers, and then you bring that tail up and put it through this loop. And then you pull it tight. Well, there's the 3-pack. These are the easy lights, and it's 3 different light sets, and these have 3 little lights that are on wires, so you can put them wherever you want on your card. Today what I used is called the One Light. Okay, and then I like to make little flag ends on my bows, so I fold it in half and I cut a diagonal up, and then it makes those little flag tails. Or pennant tails, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so there's my bow. And then the reason I didn't tack this down is I'm gonna put a piece across. Organza ribbon is my favorite. I use it all the time. So I'm gonna put this across the top here. So I'm gonna flip this over. Oh my gosh, you guys. How cute is that? Okay, so push it all down. And then I heated up my hot glue. Glue that down. Thank you. Okay. And then, of course, no card is complete without some bling. And I think I'm going to use this cool mirrored bling because, I mean, it looks awesome, so why not, right? So I'm going to pull out my little crystal katana here. And I'm gonna highlight the press here button. I need a new one of these because my little pad isn't sticky anymore. And you don't have to worry about glue seepage with the Barely Art glue because it dries invisible. Thank you. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed today. I had fun. I like hanging out on a Sunday afternoon. Just chilling and making cards. Maybe it'll get me in gear and actually wanting to make my Christmas cards. All right, guys, there it is. And there's our completed project for the day. So I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Let me zoom in so you can see. And you push the little press here. I should do that without my middle finger. Okay. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Jessie, Renska. I appreciate it. I will see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. I know some of you work, but I will be here nonetheless. And we'll do something else. I'm not sure what, but we'll do something else. And if you want to catch the replay of this, I will upload it to our YouTube just as soon as I can. So thank you and toodles.